It's time Scar 11 for another X and Y Wi-Fi battle. This is against fellow YouTuber DynamicKUSH. I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced. Quick look at the teams. I haven't had any new team members in a very, very long time, and I'm pretty much always using the same few now. So we've got Sachi, the Dusk Noir, Espion, who's hoping to get some use here. Spoilers, he doesn't. Ball Shippo, the Shiny Electrode, and Titan Gun Ichiu, my Embor. Then looking at the opponent's team, he has the Noivern, which was Specs, the Hitmonchan, which I have no idea what it was doing, because, well, you'll see why I don't know anything about it. Roserade, which was a Life Orb Leech Seeder. Pretty interesting. Staraptor, which I found out was Choice Scarved. I was unsure what it was choiced, if it was Choice Banded or Scarved. I found out after the battle it was Choice Scarved. Excadrill, which was probably to set up rocks. And Talonflame. Everyone knows Talonflame. It needs no explanation. So, into the battle! So he leads off with the Noivern, I lead off with Sachi. I knew that this thing was choice specs no matter what, because I did a little research into him, and he had two choice spec Noiverns. This was his more OU Noivern. So there was really nothing I could switch into right there. I figured I'd just take a Draco Meteor so that I could switch in something later to take less damage, but it missed, so I at least got a burn off. Then I figured Florissa walling it would probably be the best thing to do. Sadly, there's no way she could survive this. And there was nothing I could really switch into good there. Here, I had such a tough decision deciding if I should go for Sucker Punch or not. I should have gone for the Flare Blitz. If only I had gone for the Flare Blitz, it would have been so much better. Instead, I went for it a little too late, and Titan Gun Ichiu took way too much damage, and unlike a regular Titan, he can't regenerate. So this is the perfect time to send in Ball Shippo, who was originally designed as a Talonflame counter. Right here, I really should have switched out. Okay, right here, I really should have switched out instead of going for the Toxic. I knew he was going to go into Excadrill. I don't know why I went for Toxic. He was expecting an Electric-type move, but it doesn't matter. And Excadrills are the perfect wall against my Ball Shippo, since his only damaging moves are Toxic and Volt Switch. And here, I should have just switched into Pyro. I was stupidly expecting mid-game rocks from this thing. There was really no reason I should have expected that when he had a clear, open shot for Earthquaking my Ball Shippo. I just should have switched into Pyro, taken that Earthquake, well, not taken the Earthquake. then killed this thing, because if I had Espeon later on, things probably would have turned out much differently. So here, I knew that this was choice in some way, probably choice starved, because why else would he send it in like that? I was figuring a double edge, or at the very least a brave bird, but mostly figuring the double edge, and I would have preferred to burn the Staraptor. I wasn't sure what he was going to switch into here, so I really just should have gone for the Fire Punch. If I had, would have been so much better. I made a lot of bad decisions in this battle that ended up costing big time. I was playing way too safe the entire time. And now Sachi is asleep and can't do anything, and that Magical Leaf did a ton! Because this Rose Raid is Technician, I believe? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that'd have to be Technician. Yep, so that's showing how going for the Flare Blitz earlier would have been much better, because then I could have saved my Emboar. Yeah, so there's no way he's keeping this thing in. And there's nothing on his team that wants to take a Flamethrower, not even the Talonflame. Surprisingly, the Talonflame does want to take it though. Was this thing specially defensive? No. How could it be? Seriously, how did it take that so well? Had I gone for the Air Slash, it might have done a little bit more, but probably not too much of a difference. So luckily, Ball Shippo is doing very nice with getting the residual damage off on this thing. It almost seems like it is a defensive Talonflame because of how little damage it was doing. Yeah, so I knew he was going to switch there, which is why I went for the Volt Switch over Toxic. Because he had two things burned already, so there was really no point going for Toxic when he easily could have switched onto either of them. So now he's sacking off the Rose Raid. I easily could have taken this thing out much earlier had I played better with Sachi. So here comes the Slowraptor to scare out my Pyro again. Using him was probably the best thing that he could have gone for me there. So he obviously knew by this point that I was going to switch into Ball Shippo. It doesn't matter because he can still take a Flare Blitz. For anyone who hasn't realized it yet, Ball Shippo is completely defensive. I forget if I mentioned this before or not, but... And giving on 5. That is bulk right there. Even if it wasn't very effective, that is still insane bulk. So, Aftermath plus Rocky Helmet plus minuscule recoil damage. Okay, you can't even count the recoil damage. It's probably like 2 or 1. And normally Sachi has an expert belt, but I gave her a Rocky Helmet for this battle because I knew that DynamicKUSH had a lot of physical attackers. So I was just hoping that possibly I could live this. Yeah, there was no way I could live it. And he wins by having that almost half HP burnt Noivern in the back. If he didn't have the Noivern, that would have been such an amazing ending to have it as a tie, even if he still technically won. A tie like that with a Suicide Brave Bird would have been so much more entertaining for everyone to watch. But we're probably going to have another battle again on Saturday, meaning that'll be the next battle upload on next Thursday. So, see you next time.